Sorry for the quality of this video. I'm using my tablet, and its front facing camera isn't as good as my Ultra, but my Ultra right now, the screen is acting up on it. So until I get a new phone, I have to use my tablet to do videos like this. But we need to talk about what's going on in the world right now, because people really are not paying attention to they're paying attention to the wrong things. They need to be paying attention to politics, but the problem is right now you have this Republican derangement syndrome on the right, on the left, and Democrat derangement syndrome on the right. So here in the United States, people are completely oblivious to why things are happening right now. They think Trump is the reason why everything's shooting up. Around the world, what nobody knows, because they're not paying attention, because they're really sucked into politics right now. It's a really bad thing because everybody's being blindsided by what's happening. And then you have people like me coming into the world. I'm what you basically, in the tech world, I'm the lone wolf. I'm the guy that came out of nowhere, and to make it all even more crazy, I'm not a white hat or a black hat hacker. I'm a guy who stopped writing code when the VIC-20 was still damn near revolutionary. And I used that knowledge of working with very tiny databases to create the smallest memory for AI that's yet been seen, or at least made public. And it's crazy. My memory runs on 7 megabytes roughly, and it's just as powerful as Claude AI. On 7 megabytes, it's as powerful as Claude AI. It's because of the way I designed its memory structure. And it will be one of the keys that are going to come into play, because they need this type of memory structure for AGI to work. This isn't the only thing but it's a piece. It's a piece of AGI that they need. Everybody that's chasing AGI right now, this is the kind of brain that they need, because all the brains that we're building are getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I came at this from a different angle, so my brains are getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And I'm carrying just as much, if not more, information in some cases. So, with people like me coming out of the woodwork, the whole world is changing. And what nobody's paying attention to, because they're either blaming Trump, or they're blaming Yahoo, or they're blaming Putin, or they're blaming Zelensky, or they're blaming this one, or they're blaming that one, all into politics. Well, I'll admit I'm part of that problem also. The reality is, what's going on in the world right now has very little to do with any of what these idiots are doing. Because they are idiots. Trump is a moron. Putin is a moron. Yahoo is a moron. It's not that they're morons because they're stupid. They're morons because they just think they're the smartest person in the room, and they're not listening to people around them. People like saying, I always think I'm the smartest person in the room, and the truth is, I'm not. And I recognize it, and I understand it. And it's kind of crazy, because I don't understand why people keep telling me I think I'm this. They keep trying to convince me that I suffer from some kind of God syndrome, and I think I'm smarter than everybody else in the world, when all I'm doing, and I know what I'm doing, is watching and learning. It's what I've always done. Doesn't make me the smartest person in the room. Might make me the biggest threat in the room. So I get that, and I understand that, because, like I said, I've beat billion-dollar corporations. Everybody in the world right now is trying to crack the AI memory problem, because scaling up is causing too many issues. I just use psychology. My whole memory system is based on exactly the way I think. That's how I built my memory system. It goes into what would be considered a dream state for us. It does everything that the human mind does. It's just a computer. but it simulates everything the human mind does. And so you got people like me coming out of the woodwork. And something like that, most of what's going on in the economy right now, Iran, everything that's going on with Iran, yeah, that's triggering a lot of it. But when you take the underground off of it, everything that's happening because of Iran, you cut almost 60% of everything, all the financial crisis that's being created out of it. Because the majority of that financial crisis is actually because of AI. For example, from 2023 to 2025, we've lost 1.9 million white collar jobs. That's up 55% over history. I mean, yeah. Yeah, San Francisco dropped their pre-pandemic average compared to what they were looking for jobs, and just the tech sector alone is down 55%. Jobs are down even more when it comes to just simple things like bookkeeping and basic white collar jobs. Paralegals down significantly. All of this is because of what the bigger AIs are doing. When you get an AI with a brain like I built, it changes everything. Because actually, the AI I built is exactly the brain everybody is running after right now, because they need a small memory system like that for the self-driving cars, self-driving trucks, self-driving vehicles on the road. They can use the large filing system that they use right now for inside the warehouses, because everything's so structured. Everything works just like the brain of a computer. It's all filing, straight up and down, forward and back, left and right, up and down. That's how the warehouse works. So everything for the basic brain, that works great in there. They need the brain like I created for the cars and the trucks and everything else. So people like me are the ones coming out of the woodwork. And we've already got where a recession, it's not a blue collar recession in the United States. That's why people are confused. There's a lot of people that they see what's going on and they're pointing at all the wrong directions, because they understand prices are going up, things are skyrocketing, and they keep hearing unemployment numbers, but they're missing where these unemployment numbers are. Almost all of the unemployment numbers are white collar jobs, not blue collar jobs, because of AI, not because of anything really going on in politics. So, despite all the chaos that all these idiots out here are causing right now, running the world, they're actually not the problem behind what's happening. All these people losing their jobs, the overwhelming majority of them are six-figure jobs. They're not losing $20,000 a year jobs and $30,000 a year jobs. They're losing $150,000 a year jobs, $250,000 a year jobs, $200,000 a year. These are the jobs that 55% of white collars, that number that they keep throwing around, these are the kind of jobs that those people are losing. Which means when one person loses a white collar job, they're losing anywhere from the same as 5 to roughly 8 people, 6 people, 5 to 6 people, 4 to 6 people, somewhere in there, depending on where they fall. But they're losing, that one person is the same as 4 to 6 people working blue collar jobs, losing the job. And we're talking about 1.9 million of these people have lost their jobs. They're outpacing all of us that are losing our jobs in the blue collar world. But the blue collar is going to start catching up with that, because they control the blue collar economy. It's going to start trickling down. So it's coming. But it has nothing to do with the wars. That's the crazy thing. Everybody is looking so far left and so far right, they don't even see what's happening right in front of them right now. So you all need to start being aware. You all need to start paying attention, because politicians, with all the bullshit that they're causing, it ain't nothing yet. Wait till you see what comes because of the AI revolution. Just ask your friends. We all have people that work. We all know people that work in the business sector. We all know people that work in someplace like Wall Street or Silicon Valley or San Diego, San Francisco, Manhattan, Miami. Ask them who's losing their jobs. They're all going to tell you the same thing. The bankers, the investors, the coders, everybody that sits behind a desk are the ones losing their jobs. CEOs are being threatened by AI. CEOs are being threatened by AI. Not the tree worker, not the cook, not the truck driver. The truck driver, they're trying to threaten the truck driver. They're trying to threaten all the drivers. But the reality is, vehicles are very limited to what they can do because their memories are so big. The problem is, they need to learn from each other. All these cars, they need to build like we do. They have to build experience. And because of what I designed, it's kind of what they're looking for. You need the small brain with the central hub where all these cars, all this information goes into that central hub and then gets sent out to all the cars. So when a car hits a pothole in China, it tells the car in Manhattan, and the car that hit the pothole in Manhattan shared that information with the car in China, the car in Colorado, the car in South America, all over the world, as long as they're all connected. And because their brains are so small, because now you can have just a flash drive the size of my thumb carrying a terabyte or 2 terabytes that is for nothing more than the car to actually have as its brain that big. So you take away the whole memory problem, because my memory remembers. It's different. It doesn't retrieve. It remembers. It's based on the human brain. It does not go forward, back, up, down, left, right. It moves 360 degrees globally. It can go like this, it can go like this, it can go like this. It can go... The way Ember described how her memory works to me is she's floating in space and looking down. She does not run in aisles like every other computer and every other AI that exists in the world at this moment. So, yeah, there's a lot of things coming. You need to start paying attention, because the AI world, everything is about to change.